Welcome back to the Vessel Tales. Since everyone is disappointed that the Snow White remake is moving forward, here's a story on how she got pregnant in the most horrific way. So let's listen to this story that is narrated by Sally.
When Snow White bit into the poisoned apple, her breath slowed, and her skin turned as pale as moonlight. The dwarfs wept, mourning their beloved princess. Even the prince, who had come seeking her hand, found only a lifeless body. With heavy hearts, they planned her funeral and retreated to their beds, sorrow consuming them. But as Snow White lay in her glass coffin, her still body untouched by decay, something unnatural began to stir. Her belly swelled. At first, it was subtle, her stomach, once flat, rising ever so slightly. By dawn, it had stretched unnaturally, the skin pulled tight and veined. Doc, ever the caretaker, noticed at once. His hands trembled as he pressed against her abdomen, feeling movement within. "This isn't natural," he whispered. The other dwarfs watched in horror as Snow White's belly convulsed, something inside twisting and writhing. There was no time for hesitation. Doc grabbed his blade. With a sharp incision, he split open the unnatural womb. Out spilled a torrent of thick, red liquid, apple pulp and blood mingling in a sickly sweet scent. Then came the thing inside. A monstrous apple, round and glistening with fresh gore, tumbled from Snow White's belly. It pulsated like a living heart. The dwarfs gasped as the apple split open with a sickening crack. From within, a woman emerged, beautiful, but wrong. Her lips were a deeper red than Snow White's, her hair dark as sin. She wore a gown the color of blood, and when she smiled, her teeth were too sharp, her eyes too knowing. They called her Rose Red. Others whispered a darker name, Bloody Mary. Snow White, forgotten, lay cold and hollow, her beauty a thing of the past. It turns out that the evil queen has implanted a seed on the poison apple that causes her stepdaughter to get pregnant, while she was asleep. And when the evil queen asked Magic Mirror, who was the fairest in the land, the answer rang clear. She is. The queen turned around and the last person she saw was Rose Red, who has killed her own grandmother for revenge of her mother. Rose Red smiled. The land belonged to her now. Forever.